adventures, and welcome back to Adventures by Kayla. So today what I'm doing is my top 10 must-dos of Hawaii. As you guys know, I love to do road trips, and I honestly need to go back and do this for all of my other trips. So if you do really like this, please comment down below, and I'd love to do this for your next trip planning situation that you may be wanting to do. I'm also thinking about really kind of doing like a blog and on a website to do like principal itineraries. So if you're interested in that, again, please comment down below, and I'll think about starting to do that here in the fall. But so we just got back from Hawaii. I'm gonna do a top 10 list. Now, we didn't necessarily get to do every single thing in Hawaii. We were there for 1 week, but as you guys know, we kind of go hard, see it all, don't kind of sit back and relax. So I'm gonna do my top 10 list. So make sure you stay tuned to the end to find out what my number 1 is. Okay, now I'm going across all 3 islands that we went to. We went to Maui, the Big Island, and Oahu. Now, a lot of these things you can also do on the other islands as well, but these are the 3 most popular islands. And just for your own planning purposes, there's an international airport on Oahu, in Honolulu, and also in Maui. So it's really a good plan to like start your trip at one of those islands, and then if you'd like to move like we did by the airplane, it was really not a big deal at all. They're about 30-40 minute flights between each island, depending on which way you go, at most. So highly recommend skipping some islands, or if you do a cruise or something like that, unless you're able to spend a whole lot of time and sit back and relax. And that's kind of not what we did. We did not do like sit back and relax kind of thing. So if you're looking for a what all should you do on a trip to Hawaii if you're going to go one time, this is if you're going to have once in a lifetime trip, and if you get to go back, great. But if you're only gonna go to Hawaii, what's the top 10 things is a must do while you're in Hawaii? So number 10 is head to some sort of, so number 10 is go see where some of these great foods that Hawaii is known for is made or created. So again, you could do this in a couple of different ones, but the ones we chose and we did was Dole Plantation, and where you get to see where the pineapples are famously grown. Greenwell Farms, which where we saw Kona coffee being made, and they had all these kind of different plants and stuff, and it came with a free tour, so that was amazing. And then also we went to like the Hana macadamia nut factory and got some amazing macadamia products, and that self-guided tour. All of those were fantastic. If I had to pick one, of course I'd probably go with Dole just because it's the most iconic, but we were a little bit disappointed in Dole, so it wasn't as great as we thought it would be. But yeah, but still, like I would definitely think it may be fitting in one of those, especially if you're looking just for a little bit of a filler time, maybe a couple hours you're looking for a filler, so that would be good. Plus they're pretty small as far as like cost goes, as far as everything else in Hawaii. Like with that, literally the macadamia nut factory cost us nothing. It was self-guided. So did the Greenwell Farm, totally free. And then Dole Plantation was like $12 for the Dole train. And so then of course we did spend money to like purchase items. But yeah, so definitely think about maybe doing one of the factory tours or seeing where something is made. Educational, the whole family could kind of enjoy it. And it doesn't have to take up the whole part of your day. Number 9, spend some time in the ocean. I know some people might think that's crazy, like that's all the way down at 9, but yeah, spend some time in the beach, doing surfing, taking a surfing lesson, going snorkeling. You could go to either a sheltered beach or not. For us, we enjoyed the best beaches. Like we enjoyed it like whenever it was like really coming in hard back and forth like with the surf. But if you were going to spend a long time at the beach, I would definitely recommend getting one of these like sheltered ones that has like a surf break. But yeah, spending some time in the ocean is definitely something you got to do somewhere on one of these islands that you're at. But those are some good options for you to choose. I would not spend necessarily my entire week there if you're only going to do 1 week ever there. But a lot of people end up, that's all they'll do for the entire week. So if you're more of a sit back and relax on the beach kind of person, this is probably not the video for you anyways, because you're probably just gonna sit back and relax at the resort. But that is my number 9. Number 8 is try these Hawaiian foods. So they have pog juice, pineapples, mangoes, macadamia nuts. You've got Kona coffee. We've got poke bowls, of course. We got Dole Whip, and of course Hawaiian shaved ice. So many iconic things that are central to Hawaiian culture and Hawaiian civilization. So it's so great to go out and try some. Of course, taro root's there as well. Ube is a flavor that, like, I got that from like ice cream, ube flavor. It's kind of like a kind of weird grape. Like it's not bad, it's just kind of weird. My favorite thing I probably had the whole time was pog juice. I just love pog juice in general. Pog juice is passion fruit, orange, and guava. together. So good. You actually get on the flight over if you're flying with Hawaiian Airlines. So highly recommend that, but still get the one with the Aloha can, not the little like the little cup ones that look like they're from a hospital. Those are not as good, but anywhere you can find it, definitely go for it there. Just trying some Hawaiian stuff for sure. Some fresh fruit is always great. But yeah, looking for roadside stands, something like that, super something you want to make sure you do. Okay, number 7 is go on a scenic drive somewhere. Now, do you have to do all of them? No, like we kind of did all of them, right? But you could do the road to Hana. You could do a road, there's honestly like a scenic drive around almost every island. And so there's a certain area. So now like in Maui, we not only did road to Hana, we also did the one that's like the west, like northwest up there. That was beautiful as well. So you don't necessarily have to do the road to Hana when you're thinking of scenic drives, because that is a really long day. Like it was about a 12-13 hour day doing road to Hana, but we did everything, whereas you could just drive it and like not stop and do anything, but that seems kind of crazy. But you know, you could do any of those drives. So you could do a drive around the Big Island, you could drive around through Oahu. There's lots of scenic drives, so kind of pick one wherever you're at and make sure you go do a scenic drive. Okay, number 6, go on a hike somewhere. Even if you're not a big hiker, there are some really beautiful hikes out there and some beautiful views, beautiful plans out there, so definitely think about that. Some really great ones that we did was the Pipiwa Trail, the Pipiwa Trails on Maui, and the Makatata Point Lighthouse. That would be on Oahu. Diamond Head would also be on Oahu. You also have like plenty of hikes like throughout the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. So the 7 sacred pools on the road to Hana. There's a lot of little hikes for sure. There's some small, some large. I do want you to keep in mind that the hikes that they put on, like what, I guess how they're designating them, they pretty much say every hike is like moderate. Almost every hike we went on is like strenuous. It is like stairs. It's pretty strenuous, slippery. They're not super moderate. Now some of them are not, like 7 sacred pools on the road to Hana was not. So I'd say anything under a mile, not too bad, but anything above a mile, just know that's getting a little bit strenuous. And watch out for parking. You usually have to reserve parking for some of these really popular ones. So definitely want to look into that a couple of months beforehand if you're wanting to make sure you do that and plan the scheduled time. Okay, number 5, as far as must do Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. And that was such a good national park. Now, is it my top national park I've ever been to? No, it is not, but it is still one of them that is really cool. I'm so glad we saw. Some highlights in the national park that you don't want to miss is the Thurston Lava Tube. It was only a half-mile loop. It's definitely like, you got to do it. It's so cool. Going up to the volcano house and having lunch and watching Kilauea continue to actually like steam and vent. Gotta do that. Gotta do your crater rim drive west and east and all the way down to Haleo Sea Arch, and driving through all these like the lava fields. It was the majority of the day, so I just say I would spend, you know, at least 2/3 of a day there. If you don't have that kind of time, then maybe just, you know, get the Kilauea and Thurston Lava Tube maybe, but really driving all the way down to the Sea Arch was so cool. We kind of did the entire park. I would not do Mauna Loa Lookout. That was a bust, so do not do that, even though that's the 2nd tallest one on any of the islands. It is a bust. And Mauna Kea, if you want to do that, that one I do not have that on my list. 1, because we didn't do it, but 2, because there's even better one out there, in my opinion, to do, and you don't have to worry about altitude sickness for your younger or older travelers. So, all right, next is number 4, Waiʻānapanapa State Park. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, so don't come after me. The Waiʻānapanapa State Park, it's on the road to Hana on Maui, on the road to Hana in Maui, and you do have to have reservations ahead of time to get parking. So like, you do need to plan that and plan to make sure you're there. It is such a great state park. We spent the entire time there as a black sand beach, kind of black pebble beach for the record, technically. It has a lava tube, it has a blowhole, it has like a beautiful cliff, like a nice little walk. It has kitties everywhere, so if your kids love cats, like it is all over the place. One of my favorite spots of the entire trip was at this state park, and it kind of was surprising how much I really enjoyed it. So that is a not to miss if you're going to Maui. Now, would I fly over to Maui just for that? Maybe not, because you could get a black sand beach at the Big Island, but like, you need to see a black sand beach somewhere. So if you're just just if you just go to Oahu, I really feel like you miss out if you haven't been to at least one of the other islands. But you could maybe skip out on one of those depending on which one you want to do, and just figure out what's the most important to you, you know. Number 3 is again on Maui. It is the Haleakala Summit. So it is the 3rd highest mountain in Hawaii, and we did that at sunset, and you see the sunset or the sunrise above the clouds. It was so magical. Again, you need to get there ahead of time. It's not a reservation system, but we got there an hour ahead of time, and we did get a spot, but it was a half mile down from the summit, so we had to hike up to that. But people who arrived 30 minutes later didn't even get to see it at all. So definitely a must do, especially if you're going to Maui, is Haleakala Summit. And if you're worried about Mauna Kea, you could kind of do it at Mauna Kea, but that's the one where you're going to have an altitude sickness situation, a little bit more intense like planning to do Mauna Kea. Definitely look into that. But if you're younger than 13, they do not suggest you go up there because it could cause brain damage on Mauna Kea because it's so high up. So definitely be careful on that. And Haleakala was just as magical, just a few thousand feet less. So loved that. Number 2 is Pearl Harbor, and that is on Oahu. So Pearl Harbor is something that, you know, if you just knowing American history, it was so well done, and depending on how much time you have there, you can spend about an hour, or you could spend, I think we spent 3 or 4 hours there, and we could have spent another 2 or 3 easily. The museums are really done well. We also did the boat-in while we were there. We paid extra for that, but you could also plan to do the Utah and Oklahoma memorials as well while you're out there, but we did just do the Arizona, and then we did the boat-in. But you could also do the USS Missouri battleship tour if you've never done that, and to see a battleship, that's great. There's the great video to see. Yeah, Pearl Harbor, top notch. It was great. I couldn't imagine anything really better for that, so definitely recommend doing that if at all possible on your trip. And number 1, it is also on Oahu, is the Kualoa Ranch Kualoa Ranch movie tour. Now that you can do a bunch of different ways. I do think we chose the best one, which was the 2-hour UTV tour. You get to see all these Jurassic Park and movie locations and the most beautiful scenery ever on a UTV. It was so great. But you could also do horseback riding to go to these movie tours on horseback. I, again, ride horses all the time. So if you haven't checked out my other channel, I train horses, Mountain Creek Stables, and I love it. But they're gonna only go to walk. Like, I'd like to go faster than just walking. But for like beginner riders, I mean, you obviously need to probably go at that rate. So I totally understand that. You could also take a bus if you wanted to spend longer. So depending on how much of a movie buff you are, you may want to do a bus. But you could do zip lining tours. You can do all kinds of different things there. So just do something at Kualoa Ranch, because it was so great. I would go back there for sure. Even though I just left, I would go back there and do another tour, like a horseback ride or something like that. So that is my top 10 list for Hawaii. Now this is not per island, this is across Hawaii. So if you're able to island hop, this is going to be great for you. If not, just take from each island which ones you want, or if you want to take ideas from like getting in the water, you can put that to whichever island you're planning on going to. So before you start planning your trip, plan out what you want to do, and then you know where you can start trying to find your resort, and you can decide what you're wanting to do and try to start doing your budgeting for your planning for your Hawaii trip. If I can help in any way, of course, please email me at adventuresbykayla@gmail.com. I'd be glad to help you out. If you have any questions for me or anything, or if you have any other videos you'd like to see, if you could hit that like button and comment and subscribe, it would really help me out. I would love to be able to get to 1,000 subscribers ever. So, but thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out all my vlogs of Hawaii and all the things to do there, as well as some of my other vacations. I've been on almost all of the great vacations that they suggest, especially in the United States. I have went to Europe as well, so but I don't think I vlogged that. I think that was before I went vlogging. So have a wonderful day. God bless, be adventurous, and we'll see ya on our next vacation, which will be Disney World this fall. Mahalo and aloha. You made me